It's in the garage here. She's going to come out, open the garage, and move the car.
Get to my bumper right here. I think one more person can. Let's just see what happens if it's going to maneuver. Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, it rolls. A few days ago, Vintage Underground Restorations in Eugene, Oregon received a call from a woman who had a 1960 Maserati 3500 GT belonging to her late husband that had been parked in her garage for decades. As an owner of Vintage Underground, this piqued my interest and we decided to go look at the car. This has led to the beginning of a new adventure for Everyday to Exotic, as Amy and I purchased the car with the intention of resurrecting it and bringing it back to its former glory as part of the Haugland Collection. Join us as we take you along the journey, bringing a particularly special automobile forgotten for decades back out into the light and give it back its former glory.
All right, so it looks like this tire's low back here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're probably all a bit low. I'll go grab the inflator. Make sure we've got... Transmission is just sort of tied to the frame right now, but I don't see anything hanging down that I have to worry about catching. Do we want to try and see if it'll roll?
Yeah. First of all, aluminum or steel bodied?
Aluminum.
Okay, that's
it's a Superleggera Touring. Ideally, we want to push as much as we can. We can't really get back there, but if we can get it out enough that we can push against the rear bumper, that is our best bet.
Yes.
Right now, our best is probably against the glass.
I can get to my bumper right here. I think one more person can. Let's just see what happens if we pull a little bit. Just if it's going to maneuver. Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, it rolls.
We're stoked. Keep going then. Let's try to get just enough. Hang on.
Just get it out into the light.
How's that corner look up there, anybody?
It's looking good. We're good.
Okay.
Are we looking good still?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Should go really.
Yeah.
Let's just go a little further, a little further, a little further, some more. All right, then we can get some good shots. And look at it. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. I haven't actually seen it out.
So you just want to look at it?
It's weird. It doesn't have a rear tire.
Oh, look, it came with a 360. What is this? A Maserati 250?
It's a 3500 GT.
Has a very.
So it's a Superleggera Touring body. So it's aluminum over a steel frame.
Wow. In incredibly good shape.
Yeah, the body looks great. So it's been sitting how long? About
Man.
30 years?
40, maybe 40 years.
30 to 40 years? Okay.
Wow.
The plates on it have tags. What are the tags? 92. Okay, so 1992 was the last time that the tags expired. So, okay. So that's at least 30 years. So, how long has it been in the family?
Since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fairly new when you got it around then, or?
It was totally rebuilt.
Okay.
So there were two cars, and then they rebuilt one.
Okay.
Because the other one was wrecked, and it's just been sitting.
Okay. Well, we'll get it up and running again. We'll definitely get it up and running again.
So cool.
I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. I think we can go ahead and load it.
Push it to the trailer and we'll winch it on.
I think that makes the most sense.
Yep.
You should come left a bit. Yeah, you're probably okay at this point, but...
Yeah, I can steer it.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're pretty well centered. It does have a few issues. So if you come over here, just as far as quality control, things to look at. is probably all of these parts got painted separately. And if you look in the right light, you'll see that the gas cap almost looks like it's a different silver from the area around it. And that is an issue with flop. So one of the problems with painting metallics on cars like this when you do a restoration is if you paint it in sections, you have to be very careful about how the flop lies so that the metallics all reflect light exactly the same way. And so you get a little bit of a different color in areas around seams and things when they're not painted together. Otherwise, it's still a really nice example. I mean, we've got some issues with trim here and there. A few pieces are loose, but for the most part, it all looks complete. There's a little bit of spotting in rust and things on the lights here on the front. So, but those can be re-chromed or whatever while we're rebuilding the engine.
Painted and it's clean.
Okay.
All of the structures, all of it is clean.
Good.
Amazing.
So, the downside of this car in a lot of ways is the fact that the engine is in pieces. So the one thing we absolutely know we have to do is rebuild this motor. According to what we were told, the car was a running, driving car, but it had pretty low oil pressure. And so the goal was to basically take the engine out, fix it, rebuild it, get it put back together, hopefully fix the oil pressure problem. It made it as far as the engine coming out and coming apart, and it looks like not really much further. The danger of that is whether or not we have everything. And looking at the pieces that we can see here, the one thing we know we're missing, as best we can tell, are the pistons and the connecting rods. The advantage is both those are readily available new, and probably we'd end up replacing them anyway, building a motor like this. These were pretty high performance engines, and so it's not that big a deal, honestly, to have to redo the pistons, connecting rods, things like that, or replace those. We'd be almost certainly making new pistons. We'd be boring and honing the cylinders. It's been sitting empty for quite a while, so the cylinders have surface rust. There's definitely going to be some attention that's going to have to be paid to this no matter what to rebuild it in the first place. On the positive end, it looks like the cylinder head is not apart, so that appears to be still complete. The intake and carburetors are all there, so everything there is complete. We've got most of the parts that we know that we're going to need to put this back together. The radiator's in the trunk of the car. We also have some spare bits because this car was a restoration project and they had parts from two cars to bring it basically back together. And so we have some of the parts that were left over from that restoration as well. So part of what we're doing first here is it's going to be sorting through what do we have, what do we need, what's extra, what's needed to build the engine, try and get everything together in order to basically get it assembled and go from there. So Vintage Underground is going to be taking on that project. They have engine machining facilities. They're going to do all of the engine work. The last engine of this type that I had done was actually done elsewhere, but it was about a $50,000 build, honestly, to build that motor. That's before any new tariffs. That's with parts pricing and things like that at that time. I don't know exactly what we're going to end up hitting at this point. It's probably going to be in the same range or slightly higher is what I'm expecting. We'll see sort of where it goes from here. But these are fantastic motors. They're very reliable once built. This is basically Maserati's approach to building engines and things typically was, okay, we have a Formula race car, and this is the engine that's in that car. We're now going to basically put it in a street car. And so we'll detune it slightly, we'll modify it basically to make it more streetable, and put it in that car and go and like sell that car as a street car. That's what Maserati did. So these are race-bred engines. They're really good, high performance, high torque, excellent motors. I mean, things that you'll notice is that we've got 12 spark plugs in these. There's 6 cylinders, 12 spark plugs. It's twin spark all the way through, and that is basically the way that Maserati built these things. It was, how do we make this more efficient? It's a hemispherical combustion chamber. You've got dome pistons, so the twin spark makes for a more efficient fueling pattern as far as ignition. And so you get a little bit more power out of it, especially at the top end. Other things that we'll see is that, I mean, I see some parts that are definitely spare or extra. We've got a spare vacuum reservoir. There's one still in the car, so that's definitely spare. Spare headlights, spare gauges, things like that. So the nice thing is that means we should have enough, hopefully, to put this back together or be able to get what we need, and potentially have a few spares after the fact to keep it running and driving. So next step is going to be packing all this up and then when we get it unloaded, we'll go through and inventory everything we have, photograph it, document it. We'll get the car up on a lift. We'll inspect the car on the lift, figure out what we need to do there, start putting together a list of parts we need, start putting together a list of tasks we want to do, and basically get the car back on the road. That's really the goal. I don't want to necessarily do a full-on restore. I don't want to necessarily repaint the car. I don't want to necessarily redo the interior at this point. I'll do what I have to do to get the car running, but otherwise, getting the car running is really the number one goal here. And we're going to follow through on that entire process, so it should be fun.
All right, let's see what we're up against first.
It's heavy, but it's not going to be, it's aluminum, so it's not going to kill you. And the crank is in it.
Crank secured.
Yeah, and don't kill your backs.
Oh, this isn't bad at all. This will just be one shot and go. Oh yeah, hold on. Yep, reset. Good. You need to do mine? No, I am.
That is a fuel door off of the parts car, probably. So one of the cool things is that you start looking and you start seeing 6822, that would have been the body panel number, and probably every body panel on the car that this came off of had that number stamped on it. And that would have been at the factory to say that, oh, we built this part and we fitted it to this car. Original jack with the original sticker bits left, and the correct blue paint that people argue over. This, I think, off a later car. The one that's in the car is larger. That's a brake booster. Distributor. Oil filter. Or no? Is that what? No, what is that? A water pump. That's a water pump. That's a tiny water pump. Vintage Fram air horns. Or I think they're Fram. No? Princess. They are Princess air horns. Those may not be original to the car. They may be. But
what are all these plates?
those are springs.
Oh,
coil springs. That's where the pressure comes off the coil springs.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can see them all kind of sitting behind there.
Oh, that is cool.
And so when you push the clutch pedal, it compresses this, which pulls this back against the spring. So it pulls that in, takes pressure off of the disc, and allows it to come off the flywheel.
Oh, there's a flywheel.
Yeah. I don't want to make this too heavy, so I'm not going to put more in this one, because you've already got a starter motor and everything but the flywheel for the starter system.
Okay.
One of the advantages you have is, this is, I believe, the Clutch Master, is these are all Girling. That's a Girling 3/4 inch bore. Maserati used a lot of British parts, and these are absolutely readily available because that's the same type of thing as was used on MGBs and things like that. So when we rebuild the brakes, the advantage is that all of the parts, for the most part, should be readily available off the shelf even today. Okay, is there anything else?
Tires.
Oh yeah, there's the wheel. Yeah, that'll definitely come with. That's a spare. Yeah, the wheels themselves are Baranes, so alloy rims. Center laced, they're outside laced Baranes, which is sort of unusual. Yeah, so all the lacing's the outside, so the wheels ends up inset quite a bit. So us exhuming this 1960 Maserati 3500 GT is really only the start of the process. This car sat so long that a lot of things really need to be addressed. We're going to be going over that with Vintage Underground Restorations. They are really a premier location to do cars like this. They focus on European cars, primarily Italian and British, and they do everything from the very beginning of the process all the way through paint, body, upholstery, mechanical, everything that they need to do to basically get a car from the roughest state to a fully restored car. This is a small project for them, to be honest, because we aren't looking at doing a full restoration here. But there are going to be elements that we're going to be tying into almost every service of what they have as we go over and evaluate this car to get it back on the road. Follow along as we go through that process. We're going to be working with them exclusively on this. You'll have a little bit of content from them, you'll have some content from us, but the main goal here is really to have this out there as what does it take to take a car that's been sitting for 35 years, bring it back to life, and get it back on the road.
This is the part that I'm usually not very involved with. You'll probably see me a little bit as we get to things like the interior, but I usually come along for the fun part that Alex mentioned, you know, the driving. We are really excited to have you come along with us on this journey from the very start. We've had a lot of comments asking about what does it take to restore a car? How do you pick a car? What does it take to add a car to the collection? We hope this will answer some of those questions. If you want to know more about our car collection, definitely check out hauglandcollection.com and our YouTube, Everyday to Exotic, links in the description.
And if you want to know more about Vintage Underground Restorations, based out of Eugene, Oregon, check out vintageunderground.com and follow their YouTube as well. Links are in this description as well. Thank you for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing where this car takes us next. So, come along for the journey. With that, bye!
Okay, bye.
Okay, that worked?
Does that work? Okay.